Really long, and then I'm just gonna talk to you guys. Hello. If you have access to this video, it means you're a VIP. With that being said, just some housekeeping things. What the contents of this video are not public. They're not open to the public. Please do not share the link because I don't want people knowing where I work. So anyway, let's start from the beginning, shall we? If you don't know me, that's really weird because I sent this to only people I knew. My name is Michaela. It's great to see you, and I'm really happy and grateful for you and the part that you played in my life as I've grown and graduated and, you know, was in school for like 5 years. Thank you, sincerely. I couldn't have done it without you, each and every one of you that are watching this. You played a very critical role in my life, and I'm just so grateful for the community around me. I want to take this video because a lot of times I get questions, you know, like after you graduate, you get the typical questions like, where are you going? What's the plan? What are the next steps? Yada, yada, yada. And I love answering those questions. It just gets really hard when 50 people ask them and I have to answer it 50 times. And even after I answer the question, people are still confused as to what's happening because I'm not taking a typical career pathway after graduation. So let me explain that for you. So after graduation, I actually did not start my nursing job right away. I took my NCLEX and passed and all that jazz. Woohoo, yippee, yay. I actually felt called to be a summer camp counselor, and I absolutely loved it. I would not change it for the world. It was the best thing, like best final summer hoorah that I could have ever done. Also, this backlighting is really bothering me. We need to move. Is this better? This is somewhat better. I just don't like that you all can see my closet behind me now. Yeah, so I spent the summer as a camp counselor at a summer camp I used to grow up with. If you want to hear more about that, there is a video on this channel that you can click on the channel and go find that video. I don't know what I've titled it yet because I haven't finished making it. So it's there somewhere. And I'm crying in it, so don't be alarmed. I just love that camp so much. And then right after summer camp ended is when I started my actual like nursing career. I work now at the Milwaukee Veterans Affairs Medical Center, aka the Clement Zablocki Medical Center. But it's a hospital. It's a hospital for veterans, and I've been wanting to go there ever since I started nursing. Even before I started nursing, I was in ballet and I would drive to the Milwaukee Ballet Studio down National, and I would always pass that hospital and I would look at that hospital like, wow, it'd be really cool to work there. But there's no such thing as ballet there, so I'm not gonna be working there. Ha! Fast forward, I'm working there and it's a dream come true because it was a dream to work at that hospital, and I've always felt drawn to that hospital. And I love veterans. So that is where I work. I'm actually a nurse resident. So this is where it gets really confusing and why I try to explain it to a lot of people. Nurse residency is kind of like a doctor's residency, except it's not required. So doctors have to go through years of residency before they can practice on their own. Nurse residency is a program where it's optional, but it offers you a lot more experience and you have a preceptor the whole year. And I have my home base, which is the 6C unit, and that is the PACU unit. PACU stands for Progressive... Wow, I'm second guessing myself now. Not the PACU, the PCU, Progressive Care Unit. PACU actually stands for Post-Anesthetic... Oh my gosh, I'm struggling. Post-Anesthesia Care Unit. I was mixing up my acronyms. There's a lot of acronyms in the VA. It's just what they do there. PCU, not PACU. Continue on. Basically, it's progressive care. It's a step-down ICU. So like in levels of critical care, it kind of goes like this. So you have your typical medical surgical unit. It can be general like surgery or like common issues. But there's the general medical surgical unit, and then there's the ICU, right? Like ICU is the intensive care unit. They need really like specific attention to detail nurses. In between those two units, the progressive care unit. And so they need more care than the medical surgical unit, but it's not so intense and not so like unstable that they have to be in the intensive care unit. But throughout the year, I also get classes on other like things like EKG. I get other additional training things. And then I also get to float to all the other floors and units of the hospital. I get the chance to maybe experience the emergency department or like the mental health floor, and like outpatient stuff too. So like the clinics, if I wanted to experience a rotation on the clinic, I could do that as well. So I get to learn how to be a safe nurse, and I get to experience all these other like floors that I wouldn't be sure like if I wanted to unless I tried it, you know? So that's where I'm at. I literally just started this week. Sometimes I get a question about like how long my shifts are gonna be. My shifts are 8 hours. I work from 7:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. A 30-minute lunch break. I can ask for 2 12s and 2 8s a week to get a 3-day weekend instead of a 2-day weekend. I don't think I'm gonna do that. I thought at first that I was gonna ask for 12-hour shifts, like to switch, because I do like doing 12s. I'd only want to do it if I could only do 12s and not have to also do 8s. So my schedule for the year is gonna be 7:30 to 4 p.m. As a nurse resident, I don't have to work weekends or holidays, and I also accrue sick leave and PTO. But I got my scrubs, which is a godsend because I didn't really want to buy scrubs right away. Granted, these scrubs have like no pockets, but it's really not that big of a deal. I find this hilarious. This is what the scrubs look like when I'm not wearing them. These are the pants. This is how big the pants are when I'm not wearing them. My camera died. We're back. Okay, without tightening the drawstring. And then obviously this is what it looks like. Tighten the drawstring and then I roll it. And then these are the pants. There's no pockets this way. There's a single butt pocket. That is it. Oh, next steps. I start actually doing nurse work is it next week? I think it's next week. We still have orientation stuff all this week. I go to my actual home unit next week and get to know my unit supervisor. Another thing that I want to, like, if it's not already made clear, is Angelina has moved out. I'm gonna be moving out in September. Oh! That's a whole other thing that I've tried to explain to people, and there's a lot of questions around that, exactly how that's working, and sometimes people forget. But I am renting from a family that I feel like so blessed and so honored to know and to like have as a part of my life. The Zupercues, I met them babysitting for a mom's Bible study because my mom hosted a Bible study and Jen brought Theo with her. Like Jen brought him down to our basement like before the mom's Bible study, and Theo was like not really comfortable being alone, so I just kind of like started talking to him, I think is what it was. And eventually like Jen was able to like go back up and like do the mom's Bible study, and Theo and I just hung out downstairs. I remember the only word he could say was ball. That was the only word he was able to say. Everything was just ball, ball, ball. I was just like, oh, that's so cute. There was just something about him. I was just like, I really love this child. And after the mom's Bible study, when they were wrapping it up, I think it was actually the second one later on, where I was like even more so like, I really like this kid. I went up to Jen and I was like, I love your son. Like he is just, I love him so much. He was like only, 1 year, 1.5 at that point in life? Yeah, he was I think only 1.5 years old. I just got really attached to him really fast, and Jen was like, oh, I'm glad, I love him too. And so that kind of like started a conversation. And I think she had asked to meet me to like talk about babysitting, and we did, and we found out Jen and I have a lot in common. So Jen and I became close friends, and it came up this whole pathway of like just building a friendship and also being able to awesomely babysit her wonderful kid. And then she had twins. So it's Jen, Theo, and then Noah and Benjamin, the twins, and Jim, and it's all just a great family that I've just been so blessed to know and be a part of their life. At some point it came up where she said, oh, Jim and I have renovated the basement to be like its own unit, and we're thinking of renting it out. Would you like to be our first like renter? I was like, I would love that. It's like my own space, but I'm not entirely alone because like there's a family I love living right above me. And so it just worked out so well. And so that's where I'm going to be moving to in September. I'm trying to think if there's anything else people would keep asking me. Oh, do I plan on getting a master's? I would like to. After the residency is done, I get to apply for a job at the hospital as like a full, like just a position, a regular position. Because as a resident, you're not considered an employee, you're considered a trainee. You get a stipend pay, but you're still a trainee. So after that year is up, I can apply for a job there, like an actual like full employee position. And I plan on working there until like I can figure out a good time to go for my master's. This residency is kind of a chance for me to figure out what I would want a master's in, because a master's is a nurse practitioner license, but you can't be a nurse practitioner in just like nursing in general. You need it in like a specialty. Again, there's a whole lot of like variables that could happen between now and then. That's just my thought process. That's what I would like to do. That's kind of like after my residency, that's where my pathway is. I believe that is all I wanted to share. And just give you all an update and maybe some clarification as to where I am and like what that looks like, what my next steps are. I just want to say really thank you so much for your prayers, for your support, for your time and energy, for being present and a part of my life. I'm just so blessed to be surrounded by so many amazing people and friends and family. And I would not be where I am today without every single one of you and the part that you played in my life and how you've impacted me. I'm gonna say it one last time. Please don't share this video. I just don't want it broadcasted across all of the world where I work. Just because the population I work with is super sensitive, and I don't want in any way to put myself in harm's way, to put them in harm's way, to like it be so publicly known. I don't know. Because of the world we live in, I just want to be really careful. Yeah. So thank you all. I love you so much. And I look forward to seeing you all soon in the future. Bye.